All right, happy Monday. We are going to week 4 of quarter 2, and we are focusing on the response to stress this week. All right, so our essential question for the week is, how does the human body respond to stress? Our learning target for today is, I can describe the purpose of the stress response in humans. Um, vocab, we actually have a little bit more vocab words today, but we're also going to talk about it tomorrow. So, stress, physiology, fight or flight, and rest and digest. So, stress, what is it about? So, what you want to do is you want to take some time because it's Monday, and what we usually do is start with our initial ideas. So, brainstorm some things about this topic. What do you know about stress? What is stress to you? What makes you stress? And what does your body feel like when you are stressed? And then, do you know what the long term effects of stress are? Or potentially, why do our bodies need to react to stressful situations? And then we did a Jamboard in class. If you want to add your sticky notes to that, they are open. If not, that's totally fine. Just make sure that you write it down in your EQ tracker. So after you do your brainstorm, we're kind of focusing on these big things, right? What is stress to you, and what does your body feel like when you are stressed? So if you are not in class, you are not going to be doing breakout rooms. There are two videos that you are going to watch. This one, it kind of gives it away as a snake jump scare. You're going to write a story about a time you were stressed. Describe what you noticed happening to your body when you were stressed and what happened after you recovered. And then there's another. Ooh, I don't want to watch that right now. There is another video. I don't know if you've ever heard of Fear Factor, but Fear Factor was a very popular show in like the early 2000s, I believe, was when I saw it. So Fear Factor is basically a show where people hopped on and they, as you can see from this picture, they would do a whole bunch of challenges that were a little bit, untraditional, or yeah, to win money and everything. So if you watch the first 2.5 minutes of this video, it's just like these contestants like trying to solve these puzzles to get their phones saved from not being shredded in a blender. So it's just kind of fun to watch. I don't expect you to watch it if you don't want to. And then pre-reading vocabulary. So there's a reading that we're going to do throughout the week. And some words that you need to know is stress, which is the reaction of the body and the mind to everyday challenges and demands. Work and school, social situations and relationships, and life-threatening situations. And how does the body react? Physiology, which is the study of how the body and its parts work or function. So this is your physiological responses, a lot of times what we refer to. So that just means how your body reacts. So the video, or not the video, the article is linked on the slides. It's also linked on your EQ tracker. What you want to do is you want to open it up, okay, and read until it says stopping point 1. So it's a very, very long looking document, but as you can see in these giant highlighted spots, it shows you the different stopping parts. So if you are doing this on your own, this stopping point you would read until the middle of the class, which is what we're doing in class. Obviously, you're not going to wait for me to move forward, but you want to read to that point. Keep your eyes out for any vocabulary, which is the autonomic, oh my gosh, I can't speak today. Autonomic nervous system, sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, and then homeostasis. Like if you want to make a copy and annotate, you can. This is a shared copy that we all have, or you can write it down in your EQ tracker. At the end of this, you will use the information from here to answer refined question number 2, but don't do that yet. Okay, so what is the purpose of the flight or fight response? So let's talk about that a little bit. Okay, you obviously don't need a break. So here are the vocab words. So ANS, autonomic nervous system, is the part of the nervous system that is responsible for many functions in the body that occur automatically, such as digestion, heart rate, blood pressure, and body temperature. The actions of the ANS take place completely beyond our conscious control. So we're not aware of these things happening, but they are happening. Just think about it as automatically happening. Okay. Sympathetic nervous system, SNS, is the part of the body, the part of the autonomic nervous system that responds to stressful situations by initiating the flight or fight response. Okay. We'll talk about more about the flight or fight response in a moment. And then parasympathetic nervous system, PNS, is the part of the autonomic nervous system that slows down body functions activated when you relax, when SNS is stimulated for too long, is also called rest and digest. So SNS is like, think about stress. PNS, think about relaxation. Okay. So we have two stress response that we typically talk about: flight or fight, or rest or digest. Okay. For the two different sympathetic nervous systems, we got sympathetic and parasympathetic. So why do we have these? Fear or stress is designed to keep you alive. So if you are not afraid of a bear, you might get mauled by a bear. If you are not stressed out about work and you slack off, you might get fired because you're not doing your job because you're too lazy, or maybe you're not just keeping up with the pace that they would like you to keep up with. Although we are now stressed out by things that might not be left life-threatening, our body is designed to react to keep you alive. So it's a defense mechanism. More on the flight or fight is it's acute stress response that prepares the body to react to danger. Things happen like quickening of your heart rate or breathing, pale or flushed skin, dilated pupils, and trembling. These are just some of the few symptoms that you might have with a flight or fight response. And then it's important because the pressure makes you perform better. It gives you survival instincts. And the downside of it is it's not always accurate because, that's what anxiety can be. And then too much of it can cause panic attacks. While the rest or digest is the opposite to flight or fight. It's used to manage stress by taking short breaks every 90 to 120 minutes. Obviously, I think we can all say that this does not always happen. Most of the time, it doesn't happen at all. And then naps should be, for optimal performance and everything, 30 to 45 minutes. And then you should avoid sugar and flour, eat healthy proteins and fats because chemically in your body it does help with that. And then meditation can also reduce frantic neurological activities. And so that is pretty much the wrap up of today. And then we get to the point of what are you going to do for your applied learning? You're going to continue to read that article into stopping point number 2. After you get to stopping point number 2, you want to go back to your EQ tracker and write down your answer of what is the purpose of the stress response. And to prepare for tomorrow, you should review these vocab words. So on your EQ tracker, which is in Google Classroom, number 1 under week 4, I have it opened up here. This first page should be done by the end of today. And if you have any questions, as always, reach out to me and let me know.